Your Excellency, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya and Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces, Your Excellency, Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, the Deputy President, Your Excellency, the Governor, Honorable Sakanja, Professor Jogona Dungu, incoming Cabinet Secretary, the National Treasury, Economic Planning, Honorable Moses Kuria, incoming Cabinet Secretary, Minister of Trade, Investments and Industry, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellency, I was asked to share the Co-Bank story. And the Co-Bank story is one of a small bank seeking to raise capital to increase its competitive edge in the industry, and particularly, as you know, our structure to ring-fence the cooperative sector, that's the bottom of the pyramid that predominantly owns the bank. The Kenyan cooperative movement, Your Excellency, with over 13 million members in over 22,000 cooperative societies and circles across all sectors, is the largest in Africa. The alternative, Your Excellency, of leveraging on retained earnings every year had proved to be slow and costly in terms of being competitive as a bank. Your Excellency, we started our IPO preparation in year 2007, and we had to deal with a couple of challenges. The very first challenge was coming from the bottom of the pyramid. As a cooperative society, we had been incorporated as a cooperative society at the very onset. And so when we came to CMA law applied to limited liability companies, we needed to deal with that issue of how do we get to listed as a cooperative society. Number two, Your Excellency, there was the fear of loss of by the cooperative movement. They felt possibly they will lose control of this bank if it is listed. And thirdly, Your Excellency, when we actually finally came to the market, it was in 2008 when we had the global crisis. And there was a lot of discussion in terms of whether we should go on or not go on. And this morning I was remembering Mr. Mbaru and Mr. Wangunyo and Bob Karina. They came to my office and we had a lot of discussion, and eventually there were statements to and fro, we should not go ahead, but eventually we went ahead with the listing, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, the IPO raised 5.4 billion. That 5.4 billion for a cooperative bank, Your Excellency, was a lot of money. That money came in handy for us as a bank, supporting the bottom of the pyramid. We have progressively increased our footprint from only 59 branches then when we were listing to over 180 branches in the region today. We have diversified our product growth and the customer base to now, from where we were about 1 million customers then, we are over 9 million Kenyans that are banking with Cooperative Bank. Deepened our penetration in corporate and commercial banking, but more notably, Your Excellency, we have really penetrated the MSME market. Today, as a bank, we have over 1.9 million Kenyans in the MSME market with us. We went into fund management. We have a subsidiary business for fund management, managing over 200 billion of funds today, Cooptrust Investment Services. We went into regional expansion in South Sudan, invested in additional transformation in the bank. Today, over 94% of our transactions as a bank, Your Excellency, are on alternative channels because of that digital transformation. We also went into insurance business, bought 25% of insurance, CIC Insurance Group. We also went into stockbroking business, and also through Kingdom Securities. More importantly, Your Excellency, we strengthened our grip in the cooperative sector. We invested a lot of money, as you are aware, in the cooperative sector, in the cooperative societies. We have an integrated financial system with the cooperative movement. We created, after the money we got from the listing, we created an advisory company. We employed over 20 consultants who, on a full-time basis, spend time in the cooperative movement, building capacity in the cooperative movement. Your Excellency, you be pleased to know that today, SACCOs have over 550 banking sections, what we call the forces, out in the rural areas, with a very deep penetration to that bottom of the pyramid and doing great work down there. And so, Your Excellency, today, Co-Bank, with an asset base today of over 600 billion, from the small bank that had around 83 billion you are listing, we believe we are playing a much bigger role in the support of our Kenyan people and the region. For instance, Your Excellency, my friend Peter Degwa Safaricom will tell you that Co-Bank and that SACCO integrated model, Your Excellency, is doing the largest Lipa and M-Pesa termination for Safaricom. We are terminating over 500 billion shillings every year, and this is increasing to about 65 billion per month now for the market. Your Excellency, allow me to mention that during the COVID-19 crisis, when conventional wisdom was that we don't distribute dividends and there was a word we don't distribute dividend, Co-Bank actually approached our regulator, Central Bank of Kenya, and the Deputy Governor is here, and we told Central Bank, Co-Bank was created for a time like this. If there is a global crisis, if there is a financial crisis at a COVID-19, the retro will make us Co-Bank, we should share with the millions of Kenya out there. And the Governor, Central Bank of Kenya, Your Excellency, did support us. And during 2019 and 2020, Your Excellency, Co-Bank distributed over 11 billion shillings to the cooperative movement as dividends at that critical moment, which was a very timely relief for that sector. Your Excellency, I can't conclude without thanking you for creating the dedicated Ministry of Cooperatives and SMEs, Your Excellency, and CS Honorable Simon Chirugui. We are all set for the key challenges you have set for us to further deepen this sector, Your Excellency. The SACCOS structure, Your Excellency, meets the requirements of successfully handling the hustler fund in terms of financial access, in terms of traceability, Your Excellency, in terms of inclusivity, in terms of affordability, and overall sustainability of the fund. We have very good group lending models within the SACCOS that will be able to take you there for that. And as I conclude, Your Excellency, I will just say from our journey as Co-Bank, I overwhelmingly encourage more corporates to list a Nairobi Securities Exchange. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Thank you so much. That was Dr.